Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. The 18th Adhyaya Moksha Sannyasa Yoga and Sri Krishna is in brief telling us about how giving up those three things, the attachment and then controlling the self and becoming desireless, how these three things, how these three renunciations, how these three giving ups, the attachment and the self, our senses and the sense objects, just recklessly going, the senses and the sense organs, recklessly taking us towards sense objects. And there is no control over, springing up of the desires. So that kind of thing, how it becomes a hindrance, and giving up those things, how we can reach the stage of perfection, of getting into the stage of being free from all the duties. Naishkarmya Siddhim, which is the supreme state, where Param, Siddhim Param, Sri Krishna has said. And this Siddhim Param is as good as attaining the Brahmanhood, and Sri Krishna is now explaining to us. In the previous Shloka, he has already told us that how such kind of determination with the pure intellect, with the steady mind, with a steady controlled self, and no distraction by thoughts or words or physical objects, and being free from the love and aversion, being free from attraction and hatred. These things get cultivated when we get into that state of Naishkarmya Param Siddhim. Sri Krishna told us that buddhya vishuddhaya yukto, that when the intellect is filled with purity, buddhya vishuddhaya yukto, dhrutyatmanam niyamyacha, the mind, the self, the lower self is absolutely firm and controlled. No running away after sense objects, no running away towards all those temptations and allurements, no chasing the sense objects, no going towards material enjoyments. Dhrutyatmanam niyamyacha, with controlled self, and the self is now steady and firm on the ultimate object. No more distractions. Shabdadin Vishayan Tyaktva, having given up the distractions by the sounds and the physical objects and the sense objects. Ragadvesho vyudasacha, even giving up the love and aversion, giving up the attachment and hatred. Sri Krishna says, these qualities, they become stronger and stronger in a person who has become free from attachments, free from complete attachments, who has controlled the self, Jitatma, and who has become desireless. There is Vigataspruha, that state of Vigataspruha, no attachment to any desires now. So that kind of state having reached, Sri Krishna has told us in this 51st shloka that we read, that the person goes a stage forward with a steady mind, purest of the pure mind. The self is controlled and firm, and it doesn't give to the temptations. It doesn't get the self doesn't get distracted by the distractions of sound and sense objects. And that state of loving somebody so dearly or hating somebody so fiercely, that state also is over now. Now there is no attachment, there is no aversion, there is no love, there is no attraction, there is no hatred for anyone. My mind is now just getting ready to merge in my own self. This little fellow is now contemplating only on that higher fellow. That Jivatman is in a meditative mood of meditating upon the highest from which it has descended. So now Sri Krishna in the 52nd shloka, he tells us that what happens next when we attain to this stage. Now this is kind of a chain reaction. We get the first impact is the purest of the pure intellect. The first impact is the firm and steady self, not getting distracted by even the sounds and the sense objects. There is no more attraction, attachment, or aversion for anything. Having gone to that stage, then there is a next stage that is awaiting for this Jivatman of meeting the Paramatman. Now, which is this second stage? Let us read into this 52nd shloka. Viviktasevī laghvāśī yatavākkāyamānasaḥ dhyānayogaparo nityaṃ vairāgyaṃ samupāśritaḥ. Now, that is the next higher level of stage. That is next higher level of evolution. Now, okay, we have got the purest of the pure intellect. We have controlled our sense. Now our lower self is absolutely firm. It is absolutely, it knows now what is the ultimate. It has no more distractions. No sound, no material beings, no sense attractions can distract this self anymore now. This self has gone beyond raga and dvesha. This self has gone beyond love and hatred, beyond attraction and aversion. Nothing of that sort. Now what lies ahead? What is the next stage that we are heading towards? Viviktasevī. Next stage that comes onto spiritual aspirant is viviktasevī. Viviktasevī is dwelling in solitude. Now, I don't need the crowd around me. Even if I am in the midst of crowd, I am enjoying that solitude. I am enjoying that being one with me. I am enjoying my loneliness for that matter. Me and my. That is the only world for me. There are no distractions, there are no attractions, there are no aversions which are going to pull me down. I am getting into that stage of viviktasevī, getting into that stage of dwelling in the solitude. Laghvāśī. Laghvāśī is, I'm not, my eating requirements also are minimized. Laghvāśī. I don't need now bountiful, plentiful of foods to satisfy my hunger. Whatever is required for my physical sustenance, that is sufficient for me. I am not going to spend time in eating all those delicacies, in enjoying all those delicacies, spending hours together in having this, eating that, drinking that. No more. Laghvāśī. whatever is bare minimum required for the sustenance of this body, for keeping this body intact. The basic most nourishment, that is good enough for me now. I don't want all those excellent delicacies, those, well laid out menu spreads. I don't need any of those. Now my eating habits are so well regulated, I don't spend much time even on eating. I don't spend time being with people, chit chatting and gossiping, because now I prefer solitude. I don't spend my time, I don't waste my time on unnecessarily eating and hogging so many things which may not be good for me. Now I have become laghvāśī. Now even a little food which is sufficient to nourish this physical sheath is good enough for me now. And then yatavākkāyamānasaḥ. Now comes the stage when my thought, mind and body. Vak is speech, basically indicative of thought. This is my speech, what I talk. My body, what I do. And mind, again, what I think. My body, mind and the speech, they are all in unison. It is not I say one thing, do another thing, and my mind is busy doing something else. Nothing doing. Yat vak kaya manasaḥ. Now my speech, my body and my mind, they are perfectly in unison. There is no going away these three faculties that have been given to me. It is not that one is going this side, one is going that side, and one is going towards the south. One is going east, one is going west, one is going up. Nothing like that. Now they are all in unison. They are all focused into one direction. Not like the threads which are coming out of those points which are coming out of the thread. I am not able to put the thread in the needle because one thread, one fiber is going this side, one fiber is going that side, one fiber is going this side. I am not able to put the thread through the needle, eye of the needle, unless and until these three, they come in unison. Unless and until the speech, body and mind, they are in unison, I cannot put this thread of mine from the eye of the needle of the Brahman. So these three things, automatically Sri Krishna said, you don't have to make any extra effort for that. It happens automatically once we attain to that state. Once we attain to that state of ultimate siddhi, ultimate perfection, all these things, it is a roll-on effect. Automatically it happens. This is the second stage of effects that is happening with our getting detached, with our getting controlling the self, and our becoming desireless. That is a cascading effect. This second effect is we start loving solitude. We start eating less, and our speech, body and mind, they are in complete unison. It is not that my speech is, I'm saying something, my body is doing something, and my mind is playing some other tricks. Then comes the stage of dhyānayogaparo. Then I like to meditate, I like to contemplate, I like to put my all my thoughts, all my intellect, all my thinking faculties only onto the one thing, and that is meditation on my true self. Dhyānayogaparo nityaṃ. Constantly, each and every moment, whatever time I have left in this life, I want to use that time contemplating on my chosen ideal, contemplating on my ultimate truth, contemplating on that ultimate Paramapurusha. Vairāgyaṃ samupāśritaḥ. And then arises that tendency of renunciation, dispassion. Vairāgyaṃ is dispassion. Now I don't need anything. I don't need any possessions. I don't need to accumulate anything. I want this, I want that, I want that. Whole life I have done that. Now I come to a stage where I have total dispassion. I have dispassion for things material. I have dispassion for things physical. I have things that are supposed to be enjoyed. So once we get into that stage of asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma and vigata spruha, this is the cascading effect that I get into. I have already, my intellect has become pure. Buddhya vishuddhaya yukto. My self has become so steady and firm. Dhrutyatmanam niyam cha. Everything is under control. Shabdadin vishayans tyaktva. I have given up myself getting distracted by sound and physical objects of enjoyment. Ragadveshu yudasya. I have crossed over that limitation of love and hatred. I have crossed over that limitation of attraction and aversion. Now I have come to the stage of I have started loving being in solitude. Viviktasevī. I eat very little now. Whatever is bare minimum required to sustain this physical sheath. Laghvāśī I have become. Yatavākkāyamānasaḥ. My speech, bodily actions, and the mental faculty, they are now in unison. They are not creating any havoc. They are not fighting with each other. My speech is saying something, and body is doing something, and mind is thinking something else. Nothing doing. Everything is in unison, so perfectly in tandem. Dhyānayogaparo. Now I do nothing but meditate on that ultimate truth. Now I just keep on contemplating on that ultimate Paramapurusha, on my chosen ideal. Nityaṃ. Every moment. Now there is no distraction for me. What to go after? There is only one object that is to go after, and that is what I keep on meditating upon. Now I have reached this stage. Vairāgyaṃ samupāśritaḥ. I have reached that stage. I am now completely endued with dispassion. That is the second step that Sri Krishna says you attain to, having given up all those things. Having attained to those things. See, this is, and just imagine Sri Krishna telling this in samasena. He is not telling us in vistarena, he is not telling us in details. But how much of knowledge, how much of truth Sri Krishna is sharing with us. And therefore Sri Krishna told us that this itself is going to be consummation of all the knowledge, nishtha jnanasya yapara, that he is going to tell us in these next three shlokas. He has told us in the 51st shlok, he has told us in this 52nd shlok, and in the next shlok 53rd that we are going to next, there also Sri Krishna is further going to tell us this consummation of all knowledge. This is the ultimate knowledge that Sri Krishna is going to tell us. How we are heading towards becoming one with the Brahman. If we give up our attachments, if we control our lower self, and if we become desireless. Just these three simple things, Sri Krishna says, and you are on your way to attaining the Brahmanhood. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swami.